quero calo de menina. Está teu coração. Be good to me. Oh, save my soul and lead me home to my lover's heart for me. The champagne you've been sipping not supposed to make you different all the time. Hello, is it me you're looking for? I can see it in your eyes, I can see it in your smile, that you've been waiting for me to come back, 'cause I know it's been a while. I know that's not the lyrics, but hey, kinda rhymed. Let me put the remote back. Hello there, you sexy people. Trip, can you not touch the camera, my dude? It's a puppy over here. It's a puppy, and he be touching stuff. I'm sorry. Perfecto! Perfeito! Porra! Vamos entrar nisso então, hein? Hello there, how are you? How you doing? What's up, everybody? Welcome back for another video on my channel. I hope everybody's doing great. I hope everybody's staying safe, staying healthy, staying happy, staying sexy. Y'all see my shirt? Y'all see my shirt? Y'all see my shirt? Love, not labels. It's a big deal, y'all. Especially on this video that we talking about today. I want to talk about the gays, about them, about they, all the trends. Woo, 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 woo. So let me first start off by saying thank you everybody for being here. Thank you for tuning in for another video. I appreciate you. I appreciate every view that I get in every little video. It means the world to me. So to have come this far, it might not seem like a lot to others, but it is a whole lot to me. And it means the whole world. So let's start off by saying I love the gays. I have nothing against what you prefer with your sexuality, who you are, how you want to carry yourself, how you want to see yourself. I support it all. Be you. As long as you're not going after children, because then you deserve, I'm not even going to get into it, but as long as you're not hurting anybody, you're following the rules and going after people your age and not trying to harm others, I'm all for it. Do you, baby. Do you, boo-boo. I love women. I think women are just the most absolutely beautiful creatures, and everything about them is beautiful. I love the curves. I love the waist, the hips, the shapes, the soft, the gentle. Oh, I love women. I think they are so beautiful. And I just admire women. Like, I just really do. When I say I love women, I'm not talking about going out there and having sex with women. No, I just enjoy what women are. I have a huge appreciation for women. Not just because I'm a woman, because deep down inside, I swear to you, my past life, I was a man. Sometimes inside, I feel like a man. But have a huge appreciation for women, just all around, what they're able to create. They're able to create a life, and just the way they carry themselves. Yes, there are stupid women in the world, and they make all of us look bad, just like there's stupid men in the world and they make the rest of y'all look bad. But where was I going with this? Oh yeah, I just have a huge appreciation for women. Like, I just find women very beautiful, and I love their features beautiful. I love looking at women. I have so much women that I look at on my social media. I just absolutely love it. I love a woman's body, between shaping small and curvy to thicker, juicy, meaty. I like them all. Bite. Bite. I just want to meat. Every time I see chunky women, thick, delicious, all you want to think about is just bite it. Like, bite. Bite it all. Enough about me, my appreciation for women. I love them. I love them very much. They're very sexy. Oh, women are sexy. But I also love men that dress as women. I love trans women. I love a man with a beard and makeup on. I love a man who's hairy and puts a dress on. I have so much appreciation and love for the trans community, for them, for they, for that, for who, for ha, for la, whatever they want to call, whatever you want to go by, whatever it is. Love and have a huge appreciation. until you start acting foolish. Then, man, that just rubs me wrong. Because here's the thing, right? I don't understand why what somebody else wants to do with themselves affects others. Like when those people are homophobic and all that. Like, I get it. It might not be your cup of tea. Go the other way. There's a lot of things in this world that is not my cup of tea. I just go the complete opposite way. If over there is selling tea, this way is selling hot chocolate. I'm gonna go to hot chocolate. I like hot chocolate. I don't like tea that much. So I'm gonna go that way. Why do people keep constantly, feeling like because others are gay, it affects them in some type of way? No. Nothing what people do with their lives has an effect on you. Now, when people start trying to come and force their ways down everybody's throat, that's when it bothers everybody. Whether we like it or not, the world has been male and female as long as everybody existed, even animals. Yes, every now and then you'll find a gay or a neutral sex animal out in the wild, but majority, the biggest percentage of them all is male and female. Whether we like it or not, it's science. Whether you like science or not, you cannot change it. It is what it is. It's what happens. There's males and there's females. End of story. What you choose to go by, that's on you, boo-boo. You can't force that on people. You can't expect everybody to like it the way you are. You don't want society to force you to be a certain way. So why is it that you're trying to force society to be what you want it to be? If there's a whole road and a whole community waiting to accept you and welcome you, why are you trying to force yourself in this other side where people that want nothing to do with you? Why are you trying to force yourself constantly in stuff that already is what it is and it's been what it is for as long as one could, Yes, things are able to change. We're always able to grow and change and make new things. So with that idea of creating new things and changing and making new, why are you trying to grab something that already is and transform that instead of creating a whole new everything? Stop trying to change what is and create new. Begin from start, begin from scratch and create new. Stop trying to change what already is. It's too hard to go backwards and change what's been established long ago. It's much easier to start a new route with new ways. For example, things that really gets to me. People who change their sex, their gender, because of how they feel, to make themselves feel better, to make themselves happy. Go for it. Do whatever makes you happy, boo-boo. But don't come here and now that you got yourself changed, you're going to force yourself into things that already existed. For example, the Olympics, sports, or what's it called? Or fashion, into lingerie fashion, into women fashion. It's already been like that for a while. So why are you trying to go and shove yourself into something that's already been like that? You're recreating yourself. You're becoming somebody new. You're becoming who you feel inside. You were born a certain way. Now you're changing yourself to become somebody new. So why is it that you're trying to change everybody else to become somebody new with you? It's your decision. It's not. I saw this video on TikTok that said what trans women have to go through. You don't have to go through anything. You choose to go through it. I've met many gay people who feel more feminine rather than manly, but yet they just learn how to love themselves rather than feel the need to change themselves so desperately. They could dress feminine. They might talk a little bit more feminine. They behave more feminine. They don't carry themselves like a man would, or like a female, whichever one you are. It's your decision to change yourself. Ain't nobody making you. Ain't nobody forcing you. You chose to. You can't force society to be what you want to be. Yes. Expect respect from each other. Of course, that's how it should be. Unfortunately, the world is as cold as it is. We'll have to change a whole lot before we're able to change the way of the world right now. It's not impossible. It's very possible. And it definitely starts off with respect. Respect for what somebody is. But just because you chose to be it doesn't mean you have to force yourself into everything. Create transgender sports. Create transgender fashion. On Pornhub, one of my favorite sites, there's a whole transgender section. Everything transgender is over there. Why are you trying to force yourself into a mold that already exists instead of creating your own mold? You're already unhappy with yourself the way you are, so you feel the need to change yourself to become somebody else. Don't force yourself into the molds of something that already exists. You've made a change to yourself. Create a change for you to be happy instead of forcing yourself into something that already exists. Instead of forcing yourself into a mold that already exists. I'm sorry, whether people get upset with me or people get mad at this or not, there is two sex. That's it. All the in-betweens is what you choose to be. It's your personal preference. You cannot push your personal preference on everybody else because you don't want society to push our personal preference on top of you guys. And I say ours because I fit everywhere. Straight, gay, bi, trans, woo, wee, yee, woohoo. Because I don't want to pick sides. I don't care about picking sides. All I care about is being good to each other and being loving to each other. That to me is the big deal. How much respect we got to each other. How nice can we be to each other. How much can we realize that we are different. We might not agree with each other, but yet we're still polite. I don't understand this idea that because we don't agree, we're enemies. Disagreeing doesn't mean enemy. Not seeing things on the same page does not mean against, does not mean fight, war. Like, it just blows my mind that because people don't see things completely the same, everybody just so against each other. It's not a war. Like, why are we always in war and fight against each other? Disagreeing doesn't mean you have to hate each other and be disrespectful to each other. We can be good to each other and understand that we like different things. Yes, there's certain people that are absolutely not a kind of personality for you, so stay away. Stay away. This is a huge earth. This is a huge world with plenty of space for us to stay away from those that don't please us. Ain't nobody forcing you to be around them. If you don't like them, go away. Go somewhere else. The bothered remove themselves. Why are you trying to force everything to be the way you want? Because society been forcing things to be male and female for so long, now you desperately have to force that completely to change. There's so much that comes with that. There is no reason for somebody to go to all that transformation, all that change on themselves because it's their personal preference and then go force themselves into a female sport or into a female lingerie thing or into a female clothing thing. Do as you please for you, but why can't you start your own transgender fashion show? Why can't you start your own trans sports league? Create new, become new. In a trans sport, everybody could compete against everybody like you guys want. In a trans fashion show, everybody could do whatever they want exactly like how you guys want. There's people that already have their ways and prefer it this way. You prefer your way, stop forcing your ways on others. Others prefer their way, and you don't want them to force it upon you. So because you don't want to go along with how society is, time to create your own stuff. Instead of trying to change what it already is. What already is, there's a lot of happy, satisfied people. There's a lot of heterosexuals that enjoy exactly how it is, male and female. So instead of forcing yourself in there, you don't want them to force themselves on you. You don't want them to force their ways on you. So why are you trying to force yourself in there and try to force your ways in there? Get out. Go create new. It's not impossible. There's a whole trans community. There's a whole them, they, that community. You telling me if all of that got together and decided to do their own thing, you telling me there won't be enough people that likes it? Because there will be. I will go to both. I'll go to heterosexuals and I'll go to them peoples. Males and females, and I'm going to go with the trans because I like them. I have an amazing time. I prefer coffee over tea. I'm not going to go to a tea shop and force them to make some coffee for me. Or go into a tea shop and expect that their coffee is good. They're professionals on tea. They have coffee for the weirdos like me. They're not going to be professional on coffee. They're good with their teas. They're professional with their teas. Let them make the tea. If I want coffee, go to a coffee shop. Same thing for the trans people. You don't want to fit into society that already exists with male and female, because you don't like the way society treats you, or you expect society to accept you for who you are. You didn't even accept you for who you are. You had to change yourself to be happy. As horrible as I sound saying that, it's true. It's very true. You were very unhappy with who you were. You didn't love yourself to the point where you needed to go completely change who you are to be able to accept who you are inside. I met somebody who was a man. He was born a man, and he wasn't very happy being a man. He didn't like being a man. He didn't want to dress like a man. He didn't want to act like a man, so he didn't. And he dressed like a woman, and he was proud of himself dressing like a woman. He felt good, but he didn't feel the need to go put himself under surgery. And I remember people asking him, and I remember one time him talking to me about it. He was like, he had friends going under the procedure to change themselves. He's like, I don't get it. I love men and I love dressing like women, but I don't want to get rid of myself. I don't want to change myself. I don't want to go through all of that just to be with more men. I can already be with men now. He was very satisfied being a man who enjoyed being with men, who enjoyed dressing like a woman, and he looked like a bad bitch. Like, when he dressed like a woman, he looked like a bad bitch. He looked good as hell. And he never tried to force anybody to anything. He was so pleased with himself that he didn't care. He thought about maybe one day getting some boobs only because he wanted to fit into some shirts. But that was about it. He was so satisfied with who he was. He was satisfied with just shaving and not caring. It wasn't that serious to him. He carried himself very feminine. He loved himself. He didn't feel the need to change himself completely around because he was unhappy in the body. He was so content with himself inside that the body didn't matter. He was going to carry himself however he wanted to. He was still proud as hell of being the person he wanted to. I came upon an article the other day. Young women, yes, young women who sees themselves more as a man than as a woman. So trans men, but they're not necessarily trans because they didn't go under that. They didn't go through all the procedure to become a man. These were young girls in their teens. One was as young as 16, and the oldest I saw, which was the only one in that age, was a 42-year-old. Everybody else was from between 16 to 22, 24 the most. So all these young minds who have been feeling some type of way because of society, who haven't found love upon themselves, who aren't taught to love themselves, are feeling some type of way because they're in a woman's body and they have period. So they feel less of a man because they have period. You're not less of a man. You are a woman. Be proud of the body that you came into. What you feel inside, be proud of who you are inside while loving what's in the outside. Grow into who you want to be first. Learn everything about yourself before putting your body through all them procedures and changes. I truly feel that, to me, those who feel so unhappy with themselves, so desperate to get out of the body that they're in because they don't feel comfortable in there, doesn't have nothing to do with the body. Has nothing to do with what you're feeling because of the body that you're walking with. It has to do with the mind. Whether we like to accept it or not, the mind is just as important to take care of and exercise and treat and learn and study and figure out as our physical body. Just like we exercise to get in shape and take care of ourselves, we eat healthy to take care of our body, it should be for the mind too. That little mushy thing in there is what creates completely everything. What makes it move, what makes it talk, what makes it make noises and do all the stuff that we do. We gotta take care of in there as much as we do the body. So instead of being so desperate to go change the body first, take care of the mind. Take care of the mind. Grow first. Grow your mind. Heal your mind before putting your body through procedures. I understand that trans people have been existing as far as ever. There has always been gays, there has always been trans, there has always been this lifestyle as far as there's been humans. It's just we didn't know about it, we don't see about it because we didn't have social media. Now social media puts everything right there in your face, in your face, in your face. That's why everything seems like it's such a big deal. It's okay to be yourself and express yourself however you want to be. It just doesn't make sense to me that you don't want society to force you to be something, but yeah, you want to force society to be something that you want. You don't want society to force you to like things the way they like it, to be the way they are. You don't want society to make you do anything. But yeah, you want to come here and change society completely to better suit your needs. Whatever you choose to go through as a trans person, that's you. That's your choices. Nobody is forcing you. Just like depression, there has always been depression. There has always been people who take their own life. But now because of social media, because of everything, it's more in your face. Now we're more aware of it. And yet, there's no studies and talk about or trying to fix and help the mind. How can we heal the mind? The lifestyle that we're going into is only creating more depression and more crazy, more anxiety and more stress and more anger between each other. Instead of focusing on the physical body and the differences of how different we are from each other, why are we not focusing on the mind? How can we heal our mind? How can we heal our mental so we could better learn how to deal with each other? How are we not talking about growing first as a person? Because I'm in my 20s. Who I was as a teen is completely not who I am today. Who I was in the beginning of my 20s is not who I am today in my middle of my 20s. Late 20s already. I have changed so much in the years that I look back, like just how much every year I change and I become different as a person. And I thought I was a grown person since I was 18. I thought I was an adult because that's what society tells you that you are. You're a full-grown adult by the time you're 18. And that's such a sack of bull, and I hate it. I hate it. Let people grow up more. Let them learn more. That's why sometimes when you meet people, they're in their 60s, their 70s, they look at us in our 20s, they talk about how young we are and how lucky we are and how much time we got. Because we still are. We're still a bunch of babies in our 20s. Yeah, we're adults. We got to pay bills. We're already getting married. We're already having kids. We're already having sex. That don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing. This right here needs to develop so much. Especially because the way society is going, way back when, humans have always been smart. Humans have always been forced to use their brain. But life is only getting easier on us. And the easier life gets, the less we use that much in there. And because of social media and having things always in your face, I truly believe that makes it very hard for somebody's development and for somebody's growth. So for all these young kids that are just feeling all these emotions in their mind and they don't understand what they're going through, and because society is the way society is, they start seeing all this stuff on social media. They see these grown people behaving this way. Yes, behaving this way. Because it's your choice that you choose to behave that way. You choose to be extravagant and put the makeup and put the clothes on, which is fine. Ain't nothing wrong with it. When I say stuff like that, it's not because I'm against it. I'm just maybe I don't know the proper words to express myself, but that's how it came out. So these young kids, these young minds are seeing grown adults. And I hope by grown adults, I'm looking at people who are in their 30s already, doing the makeup and doing all this stuff. They had time to grow. They had time to learn themselves. They're going through all these stuff, so now all these young minds want to go through it too. Express yourself however you want to express yourself. But don't go through all the transition of transforming yourself because you're so unhappy with who you are and they force society to like you for who you are now. You were unhappy with yourself before, so you went and transformed yourself. Now that you are transformed, you expect everybody to like it the way it is. Not everybody's gonna like it. Not everybody's gonna like you like that. And that's okay. I'm a woman. I was born a woman, and not everybody likes me. I'm completely okay with that. There's women that don't like me, there's men that don't like me, there's gays that don't like me, there's straight that don't like me, there's religious that don't like me, there's non-religious that don't like me, there's people in politics that don't like me. I don't care. I don't care. Stop worrying so much about people not liking you, and then stop forcing yourself onto people. And here's the thing. Before I felt this way, I want to say just last year, I was all on board for the transition and the transformation until I started thinking about it myself, about all the mental stuff that people go through. Because at one point in my life, I witnessed people who felt very gay, and today they're no longer gay. I've met a lot of people that behaved a certain way in high school, and they're no longer that person today. Same as myself. Wait until you're fully grown to decide what transitions you want to go through. Rather than right there, all 18 years old, woohoo, let's go, I need to transition myself already. Learn how to love yourself more. Be more confident in yourself. If you're so unhappy, I get it. But before figuring out that you're unhappy, if your unhappiness is really because of your physical body, or is it because of your mind? What is going on inside your mind that you're so unhappy? And just last year, when I was all on board, we're watching all these young kids dress the opposite sex of what they actually are, I was all for it. Like, by all means, express yourself. And then they started doing the transition. And at first it was really like, oh, but okay, by all means, do you, do you. And then one of them that I followed for a very long time, and I was very obsessed with her, thought she was a very beautiful trans woman. She is gorgeous from head to toes. And I really love her transformation. I loved watching all the different phases she went through. And then she came out and said that women, biological women, born with it, are stealing the style of trans women. That rubbed me wrong. Oh, that rubbed me wrong so much. I know that one little person like me unfollowing her doesn't mean anything. But that was just the audacity. How dare you? How dare you? You were so unhappy with yourself that you went and got yourself changed into something else. But now you're gonna sit here and say that women are copying you? Who's the one doing the copying? Who's the one that went out and became something that they're not? We're copying you? Are you the one trying to be what we are? We're copying you? Everything that you're striving to be already exists and has already been existing before you were born, because you're a young one. Younger than me, I think. She's in her early 20s. We're copying you? That made me so angry. There's another one that I used to follow. Grown man, already in his 30s, hairy from head to toe, has hair all over his body, loves to wear a dress and show off his hairy chest to everybody. And I'm okay with that. I thought it was really lovely. I love seeing him in a dress. I love watching him in tight clothes with his hair all out. I love hair. Hair don't bother me. So watching him be his full manly self with bright makeup and the clothes, oh, it was beautiful. Until he said this. I have nothing against gays, trans, or whatever you want to do to yourself. I have something against you going after kids. I have something against you trying to brainwash kids. I have something against you being too young and transforming yourself. Grow up, allow yourself to grow, allow your mind to grow. I promise you, when I was 18, I thought I was an adult. I still think I'm an adult, and then every now and then I'm like, yo, I'm kind of childish. I'm still a kid. I haven't fully left kid mode yet. I'm still learning. So I know for a damn fact, a little teen going through all these transformation is not okay. Wait for yourself to grow more. You're gonna have your whole life to be an adult. Wait till you're like your late 20s to start figuring stuff out. And yes, I understand that some people knew from a very young age that they're already gay, and they already always knew that they were gay and they wanted to be something else. I get that. Still wait until you're in your mid-20s. I don't care how sure you are and how sure you've been since you were little. Wait till you're in mid-20s. Mid-20s to late 20s to start transforming yourself. Because maybe, just maybe, you'll learn how to love yourself without putting yourself through all of those stuff. Because you feel like it's necessary. That's the only way you'll be happy. Is transforming your body really about making you happy? Is it all literally for you, or how you want people to see you? Is it really about how you feel, how you want to look at yourself, or is it about how you want people to look at you, or how you want people to treat you? Do you feel like if you change your body, now people are for sure going to treat you a certain way? Is that the hopes? That's what will make sense to me. Is a desperate need to change for your self-gain, for your self-happiness, or you're doing it because you feel the need to because of how society is. And then once you do go through all of that, why are you trying to force yourself into something that already exists? You had to change yourself to be happy. Don't expect everybody to change to make you happy. Create new. Find a new way. I promise you, if somebody put everything that exists in this world, it was one person, maybe 2 people, 3 people who had an idea, came together, make it happen. Came together like butt cheeks. Whoop, whoop, became that shit. So if one person, 2 people, 3 people, whatever it took for it is to think about all the things that we have in life, everything that exists, everything that goes on, it took one person to think about it, and then others to come help and make it happen and make it be what it is today. So if it's happened this whole time, society constantly growing, help society grow and create new. Stop trying to force yourself into Victoria's Secret. Stop trying to force yourself into whatever already is for women or whatever it is for men. Go create trends stuff. All about trans. Go create your whole world. Create your own things. And I promise you, everybody will go. You don't want to take part on how society is and how the rest of society is. You don't want society to force you to do things. You don't want society to be a certain way with you. Stop being a certain way with society. Stop expecting so much. Stop pointing fingers so much. Heal your mind. Take care of your mind before just yapping away and expecting all these expectations. We live in a world where we feel so entitled to everything. All of us. We feel so entitled to stuff. We're not entitled to anything. Nobody owe us anything. This is a world for all of us, and we should make it for all of us. But we're always going to have divisions, whether we like it or not. We will never see things on the same page. If we could all see things on the same page, there wouldn't be so many different cultures, there wouldn't be so many different religions, there wouldn't be so many politics. If we could get the whole world to look at things the same, there wouldn't be so many divisions already. Divisions already exist. So instead of forcing yourself into what already is, create another division and make it your own. Where there's people like me who loves it, who loves taking part in what you guys are creating. Not everybody does. And that is okay. Because you don't like everything about the world. You don't like everything about society. And society does not have to change for you. You don't have to change for society. We have to create new. Start from scratch. Start new. I gotta go. I talk too much. I love you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me for another video. It's your crazy big mouth Brazilian girl, Dalila. I love you so much. Thank you for watching, you guys. I'll see you next video. Ciao.